Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of learning Python in a very basic manner. So, today is day 5, and we are going to learn about Python statements today. What are Python statements? Python statement consists of a statement which is an instruction that the Python interpreter can execute. Means statement include variable, means statement include like statement include like variable variable functions, operators, if string, and all is totally is known as statement. Okay, so total is known as statement, and it is known as a set of instruction in which a Python interpreter will execute. So, statement in Python is used in exception of handling to make the code cleaner and much more readable. Means to organize the codes which will be easy to read and understand for the programmer. And there are two types of statements in Python. One is conditional decision making statement, and one is control looping statement. Conditional statements are also called as decision making statement, and we use those statements when we want to execute a block of code when we give the condition is true or false. Control statement in Python are used to control the order of execution of the Python based on the values and logic. Conditional statements if, else, and elif. Control or looping statement while loop, for loop. Conditional statement or decision making statement. As the name implies, decision making allows to run a particular block of code for particular decision. Here, the decisions are made on the validity of particular conditions, and there are three types of conditional statements. Before if statement, if condition, when it becomes true, the if code is executed, and if it becomes false, after if statement is executed. The if statement. The if statement is used to test a particular condition, and if the condition is true, it executes a block of code known as if block. So, when the condition of if statement can be any valid logical expression which can be either evaluated to be true or false. A group of individual statements which makes a single code block are also called as suits in Python. It selects exactly one of the suits by evaluating the expression one by one until one is found to be true. See section Boolean operators for the definition of true or false. Then that suit is executed, and no other part of the if statement is executed or evaluated. So these are the example. So what is else statement? An else statement contains the block of code that executes if the conditional expression in the if statement is false. The else statement is an optical statement that there could be most only one else statement in the program. It selects exactly one of the suits by evaluating the expression one by one until one is found to be true. See section Boolean operators for the definition of true or false. Then that suit is executed, and no other part of the if statement is executed or evaluated. If all expressions are false, the suit of the else clause, if present clause, is executed. The elif statement. The elif statement enables us to check the multiple conditions and execute the specific block of statement depending upon the true condition among them. We can have any number of elif statements in our program depending upon our need. However, using elif is optional. Syntax if stmt start condition and elif condition. Example: mark is equal to integer, input data type. So these are the examples which you can see. And yeah, now we will move on to the topic of looping statements. The execution of a specific code may need to be repeated several hundred of times. For this purpose, programming languages provide various types of loops which are capable of repeating some specific code and several numbers of lines. Advantages of loops: it provides code reusability. Using loops, we do not need to write the same code again and again. Using loops, we can tran, tra, traverse over the excuse me, elements of the data structures, and there are two types of loops. One is while loop and one is for loop. So there are indefinite while loop and in the while statement. The while statement is used for repeated execution as long as an expression is true, and syntax while stmt while statement expression which repeatedly tests the expression, and if it is true it executes the first suitor, and if the expression is false which may be the first time if it is tested, the suit of the else clause, if present, is executed, and the loop terminates. When you want to print the number from 0 to 10, a is equal to 1, while a is greater than a is lesser than 10, print a, and a is equal to plus 1 means it will print 1 to 9. So here this is the for statement, and the for statement is used to iterate over the element of a sequence such as string, tuple, or list, or the other literable object. The expression of the list is evaluated once it should be yield on iterable object. An iterator is created for the result of an expression list, and the suit is then executed once for each item provided by the iterator. One in the order written by the iterator, each item in the turn is assigned to the target list using the standard rules for assignments. See assignment statement, and then the suit is executed. When the items are exhausted, which is immediately when the sequence is empty or iterator, resists a stop iteration except the suit is in the else clause if present is executed and for the loops terminate. So these are the examples, and this is for loop and while loop, and these are the nested loop examples. And so now it is a range function, and the range function type represents an immutable sequence of numbers, and it is commonly used for looping a specific number of times in for a loop, like parameter stop, stop, step, and the value of the start parameter or zero parameter was not supplied, the value of the stop parameter, and the value of the step parameter. The arguments to the range constructor must be integers, and if the step argument is omitted, it defaults to be 1. If the start argument is omitted, it defaults to 0. If step is 0, value error is raised. The advantage of the range type over a regular list of tuple, that is, a range object will always take the same small amount of memory no matter the size of the range it represents. Break and continue keywords in loops. Break may be occurs syntactically nested in a for or while loop, but not nested in a function or class definition within that loop. It terminates the nearest enclosing loop, skipping the optional else clause if the loop has one. If a loop for loop is terminated by break, the loop control target keeps its current value. Break keyword. The break keyword, like in C, breaks out the innermost enclosing for or loop or while loop. Loop statements may have else clause. It is executed when the loop terminates through exhaustion of the iterable with for, or when the condition becomes false. With while loop, but not when the loop term, uh, is terminated is terminated by a break statement. Next is continue keyword. So Continue may only occur syntactically nested in a for or while loop, but not nested in a function or class definition within that loop. It continues with the next cycle of the nearest enclosing loop, and the syntax is continue underscore stmt continue. So these are all the exercise. If you want, then you can take a screenshot and practice this. So that's it for today, guys. So thank you for watching our video, and make sure to come back on day 6 to be to listen about functions in Python. Thank you.